Hello, everybody. I'm gonna make this its own thing now. This is our Cyrano review. This was originally supposed to be part of the podcast, and then it got messed up, so now we're doing it here. My name is Trevor, here as always with Thomas. So Cyrano, Joe Wright's follow-up to The Woman in the Window.
Yeah.
I would say more so if we look at his filmography, probably Darkest Hour would be the likelier predecessor. And I didn't love Darkest Hour. Joe Wright's made a lot of movies I do love, though. Well, not a lot. He's made two movies I love. Atonement and Pride and Prejudice, which I think are both great, coincidentally. Also his first two movies. I think he's dropped off a bit since then. The Soloist and Hannah are fine. Anna Karenina is okay. Pan and Woman in the Window are actively bad. And then Darkest Hour is okay.
Right.
So I went through a binge on his filmography when Woman in the Window came out. I don't know why, but I did. So like, I'm pretty familiar with his work, and I think he's an okay director. I think he's just fine. All of that for he's okay. What's your background with Joe Wright though?
So the only two I've seen are his two most recent, actually, Darkest Hour and Woman in the Window. So one, obviously, quite a fair bit better than the other, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Not that I was a massive fan of Darkest Hour, but equally, it is far superior than Woman in the Window.
Isn't that hard?
So yeah, not too much of a background into this. Is my first sort of guess period. I mean, Darkest Hour is a period drama, of course. You know, along the lines of Anna Karenina. This is my first one that I've seen from him. Also, despite the fact in the movie he's called Cyrano, I'm calling the film Cyrano because that is how the film should be called.
Yeah. I cannot recommend Atonement enough to everybody. Like, regardless of your thoughts on Joe Wright's work, which isn't that high. At least for me, Atonement is a masterpiece. It's incredible. I mean, we also see 8-year-old Saoirse Ronan just absolutely crush it and get an Oscar nomination. She might have been 9 or 10, but I don't know. So this one features Peter Dinklage, Haley Bennett, and Kelvin Harrison Jr. Peter Dinklage, I didn't think was all that great. Not to say that he wasn't good, but he can't sing. Just he can't.
No.
And
I mean, he's not the worst singer in this movie.
No, he isn't. But
Ben Mendelsohn is takes that cake.
Yeah, but if you compare it to I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of the year, so I'll keep on coming back to it. But Tick Tick Boom, where Andrew Garfield previously could not sing at all. I mean, we don't know. Who knows if he crushed at shower singing? But to our knowledge, he hadn't sung before, and he learned to sing for Tick Tick Boom and annihilated that role. He was incredible. My personal pick for Best Actor of the Year. And Peter Dinklage, who's supposedly, I don't know why I said supposedly, he has been doing this on stage for the past, I don't know how long, 3-4 years. And he's not that great. Everything's so dry. I didn't feel he there was enough into the vocal performance. But he's very charismatic, which definitely helps. I mean, he works well as the character, but not as a singing a vocal performer, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would agree with that. I'd say definitely Haley Bennett is actually the standout over Dinklage. Calvin Harris Jr. as well is pretty good. But I'd say Haley Bennett is definitely the standout here. She just brings the most to the role, I'd say. In terms of the film overall, it's fine. It's okay. It's good-ish is the word I'd use to describe it. You know, there's nothing really wrong with the movie, nothing objective. There are some, the story's not all that, cohesive in any way. But, it's an all right movie. The real standouts in this movie are the costume design and production design and the whole design element of it.
Cinematography,
Yeah, and those were what was getting awards pass, which is fair enough because those are all done pretty well, and are definitely the reason to watch this film if you are going to watch it, rather than maybe the performance, because like a lot of this movie was sold on the Dinklage performance, which
Yeah.
I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah, I think it was more a narrative to try and get Dinklage's nomination, but like, I mean, yeah, not only like is the movie like I think that this could have legitimately gotten a lot more nominations
Yeah,
if MGM just knew how to release a movie. I don't know what this was. I mean, they I feel like this would have done a lot better with Focus, who had previously done a lot of Joe Wright's work. So the budget of this was 30 million. Currently, the box office is at 473,000. They're going to
okay,
lose so much money off of this
yeah.
because, like, I think they were banking on maybe Dinklage getting nominated and then it coming out now, but like that didn't happen. Like, I don't know why they just didn't stick to the Christmas release date. Like, this was never going to be a box office smash. Like, then you could have at
No,
least made something. But dumping it in February, like,
I
in like
mean,
not
yeah,
even
it
a
would have
full
been.
release. It wasn't
The
even a
problem
wide
was,
release in
yeah,
the US.
but the problem was it would have been drowned out by Spider-Man: No Way Home if it was to have its initial release date. So I don't think the pushback was all like that hurtful. It definitely hurt its Oscar chances, definitely for sure. But
Yeah.
maybe its box office chances, I'm not so sure it would have done well at any point.
Okay.
Considering like a film like West Side Story failed,
So
like
here's what you do. Here's what you do, Thomas. You do limited release Christmas, so that way it qualifies for the Oscars, and then like a month later or so, like mid-January, then now that it has Oscar buzz because like you gave it limited release in December, then now you can like roll it out and then go wide with it. But doing this weird like in between limited and wide release just didn't work for the movie at all. I mean, like, because like that's what Licorice Pizza did. It did a November, and at least in the U.S., it did a November
yeah,
limited release, and then it went wide on Christmas. So like
okay,
it, yeah, I, I mean doesn't really bear anything to do with the film, but just like MGM really, really messed up. I
okay.
believe Universal had it internationally, right? Not in
I
the U.S.
don't recall who had it, to be
Okay,
honest.
okay, but yeah, I mean. And like you said, like there are things to enjoy about this. Like I thought, yeah, Haley Bennett was good. Kelvin Harrison Jr. was like he was decent. I mean, I love musicals. A lot of the songs work for me. Like I mean, I sung a little bit of it earlier, but the I'd give anything sequence with everybody, all choreographed and Kelvin Harrison Jr. singing, like that all really works. Um, I thought that every letter was good. Like I wouldn't have complained about that getting a song nomination, especially over Somehow You Do and whatever the song from Belfast was, Down to Joy.
Down to Joy, yeah.
Like I mean my pick to win the category would have been So May We Start, but like I wouldn't have been complaining at all to see every letter get nominated over either of those two. Like
Yeah, no, I
and,
thought
and
the songs were mixed, definitely. I don't think there was really any
I don't think
proper
they were brought to their full
standouts.
potential.
No, I thought the musical sequences were better than the actual songs themselves.
Agreed.
Like, you were definitely watching the film for the sequences and, all the costumes and sets, rather than to listen to the music, which did actually hurt the film somewhat because you were listening to them singing and you were like, well, you just wish they could have sort of been on the same level, and they weren't.
Yeah. I mean, in the like that comes down to Joe Wright's direction, and I think he actually directed the film pretty well. I mean,
Yeah,
all of the sequences and like the choreography is done like very well. Like if there was talk a little bit ago, like a potential new Oscars category, like combine like having like best stunts and like choreography. So you have like stunt choreography and like dance choreography. I
yeah,
would have definitely been, pushing very hard for this to be nominated and rooting very hard for this to be nominated in like a choreography category because like it's really well done.
yeah,
Um and like it definitely it tries to like lull you into like the world of this and it is fairly like immersive. I just don't think it ever gets there, and I think that's because like it doesn't nail all of its emotional beats.
No,
It feels a
no,
little bit shallow on some of them. Especially the ending didn't really like
no, no.
complete the narrative for me, but like
And as I say,
I
a lot
thought,
of that is down to story wise in general. You know,
right, yeah,
the narrative of
it
this
wasn't set
film
up properly.
itself, yeah,
Yeah,
the narrative is not a great narrative.
it isn't. No, I mean, it's like, and I'm sure this was groundbreaking 125 years ago when it was like
Yeah,
written, and it like basically invented the love triangle for media. But like
but
we're in a
yeah,
world where we've seen the love triangle, built better upon this, and
and a
it
lot worse on this.
and a lot worse. That's very true. But like it's I don't know. This is a hard movie to really talk about that much because like I'm
Yeah,
fine with this. Like I don't I'm not mad that I watched it. I
no,
like it went by fairly quickly. It was a very fun world to dive into. Like it looked great. Especially like all of the war sequences, which felt like they felt very weirdly placed in there, but my God, did they
yeah,
look great.
yeah,
And like
for
all of the
sure.
smoke and everything, how that was used. Like, and I think that's kind of the movie. Like it's just a bunch of stuff kind of randomly connected together. It doesn't make that much sense, but it looks good.
No, yeah.
And
If
like,
you've seen the trailers and thought, yeah, that might be something that would appeal to me, watch it. You'll probably
yeah,
like it. If
yeah,
if it didn't, it's not going to do anything for you to
yeah,
convince you to watch the film.
100%, 100%. My rating, what I will land on, is a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go 5.5 probably.
Okay,
5.5. Definitely, yeah, closer to a 6 than a 5 though.
that's fair. It's like maybe a 5.7, 5.8 if we want to get
Yeah,
really,
something like that. Yeah.
really in there. As far as, if we want to talk about Oscar's potential, obviously it was nominated for costumes. It's
Yeah.
not winning.
It's not
This
really.
this is not winning. It's between Cruella and Dune, probably.
Yeah.
Like House of
Yeah.
Gucci's not there. Like it's probably Cruella and Dune. Maybe West Side Story could sneak in there, but Cyrano and Nightmare Alley are more like fun picks that I think are very
Yeah.
good picks, but aren't actually going to be contending for the win.
No, no.
But that is our review of
And it's, yeah.
Cyrano. Thomas,
Cyrano.
Thomas, where can the people find you mispronouncing names of musicals?
You can find me at Payment Pictures and on Letterboxd at Thomas Gladstone.
Yeah, my favorite movie, La La Land, and you can find me YouTube at the basement, Letterbox, Trevor Matt, and Twitter TM Talks Movies. Um, I'm forgetting to. Oh, and then at the Banana Meter where I do criticky stuff. But thank you everybody so much for watching. It's SAG Day. It's SAG Day.
Yeah,
I'm very, very excited. I'm a very excited boy. So plenty of stuff coming on the channel. But
for
if
sure.
you want to subscribe, you can.
You
I'm
can.
not
It's
going to stop
free.
you. I'm
It's
not going to force
free.
you. It is free. So I guess there's that in this economy. And yeah, you can do whatever you want. I don't really care. If you want to leave a comment, you can. Won't stop you.
This is the longest outro we've ever done.
This is the longest outro we've ever done. Thomas, would you like to say how your day's been? No, this is endless. Goodbye,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and see you later.